Yeah. So I guess we'll start. Everything you do with Decervo is so interesting. And I'm probably guessing most of our audience doesn't really know what neuroscience tech exactly is. Can you explain a little bit more about the different platforms or versions of Decervo that you've created and kind of how they work?
Yeah. So the I guess the first point is that the Decervo is a name that we chose for the company, um, that would really that would have as the foundation.
That's our cat.
That's
Sorry,
our cat.
everybody.
Yeah, that's Thor. That's would have as the foundation the fact that we're focused on how the brain functions. So if you take the root of the word do servo in French, or it's kind of a Latin origin. That's we just made an Americanized version of that, and the idea is that all of the different platforms, whether it's a baseball hitter making a decision on pitches, whether it's my cat jumping on the screen right now, whether it's a baseball hitter hitting pitches, whether it's a police officer deciding what to do when he encounters a possible suspect, hockey official calling offsides on the ice. All of these types of decisions are mediated by the brain. And the underlying piece to DeCervo is really our way of imaging and understanding what's going on in the brain function when those types of quick decisions are happening. And the downside to neuroimaging is that it's complicated to do. It's a little labor intensive, and a lot of people don't necessarily like to lay down in a torpedo tube of an MRI machine, or put this gel stuff on their head to find out what the electrical activity is like underneath. So what we've done at DeCervo is we've designed apps that are used on the phone or a tablet or even a desktop computer that will test your ability to do these various skills. And we use that as kind of like surrogate information about what's going on in the brain piece underneath. And so from that, we develop training programs that help you do that skill better, whether it's hitting a baseball, being able to recognize how to apply constitutional law in a vehicle stop situation, or calling offsides or interference in a hockey game. And there are a variety of other applications, but that's the basic concept with DeCervo.
Yeah, I feel like you're just, slowly blowing our minds. It's okay. Maybe our audience's mind, because this is just something so interesting at training in a different way. So it's a lot of physical things, right? We're talking about training via the brain. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, I'm sure when you're explaining this concept to people, it's a little foreign, a little new in terms of how their physical, abilities get better through training their brain.
Right. Yeah. I think, well, take baseball, for example. It's not a very intuitive concept that to play a game on your phone would help you, like holding your phone and staring at it. So imagine somebody just like Instagramming or whatever, would translate to, all right, now the physical picture is you're holding a bat. You're trying to decide if this thing that's flying at you at anywhere from 60 miles per hour at youth level up to like 90 or 100 at professional level, is going to kill you. It's going to go right next to you, and you swing at it. You're going to swing at it and miss it. Basically, like, how do you identify what this thing is, and then get your bat off the shoulder and make contact with it? That's a very different physical universe than using an app on your phone.
Right.
But the connection between those two seemingly very different activities is that what's going on in your brain and via your eyes is that you are analyzing the path that this ball trajectory is taking in front of you, and then you're predicting where it's going to end up. And from that prediction, whether you're doing it on the app, we test that ability for you to predict whether it's in the zone, out of the zone, things like that. You're doing the same thing up at the plate. When you're holding a bat, you're just deciding, all right, it's going to end up here a few inches away from my body, and this is where I want to put the bat at this particular moment. So it seems like very different physical actions that you're taking there, but the underlying brain mechanics of what you're seeing, how you perceive it, is then passed to the movement areas of your body. And whether those movement areas are something as automatic as tapping on the screen on our phone, or as automatic as over years of training and practice, you learn like what your swing looks like. So you just kind of activate that sequence as simply as someone who's not developed a swing over their whole lifespan, just to simply tap on the screen. So they're both very automatic actions. And so what we're doing is working on the pre-automatic action, which is the visual perception and how you predict where this thing's going to go, when it's going to be there. And that's the skill that, really separates very good players and people you've never heard of.
Jason,